Welcome, ladies. This is Christ169 coming to you live with another upload Real Talk video. This is Real Talk session, Real Talk Season 1. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna yawn. Sorry, I'm tired, so I'm gonna yawn. I can't help it. I can't just redo this. I'm gonna yawn, so it's what it is. Real Talk Season 1, Episode 4. Bugs, broken games, DOA launches. We paid for this, needs to stop. Change. Now, what I'm talking about in this video, or in this live stream, I want to discuss the broken games and games that came out. And I have tons of them, but I want to cover a few of them because it needs to be addressed. Okay, I understand games are complex and there are a lot more money being put into them than the games of yesteryear. I get that, but games like Cyberpunk, for example, CD Projekt Red made a great Witcher series. Witcher 3, best game ever. They had content coming out of the game after 5 years after it launched, and they still had content for it. Now, since content has stopped, but you can buy the game complete series on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, whatnot, and you can play it and you can have fun with it. And it's a single player game, but it still has value. Okay. Now, games that and it was broken launch. It had Cyberpunk 2077 had a lot of issues. Didn't run worth a damn on the Xbox. It ran maybe 10, 15 frames on the PS4 Pro. And the Xbox One X had a little better, but it was barely at 30 frames on both of them. And it was supposed to be a last gen or current gen game before new consoles came out. Even new consoles came out. The X, S, PS4, PS5, and PS5 Digital had issues running the game too as well. This was a this was a console killer in the sense that yes, you could play it on PC and get a better experience. And there was some snafus, some games that the game that ran really good on Stadia. Yeah, that thing that failed, that Stadia, with the guy the big long hair kicking the console out of the way and saying, and they're having a little wrath and right, and it's a weird commercial. I still remember this day. But Stadia, you could play the game in Stadia. It worked really well. The problem was though the crowd's taken down to zero practically. The crowd involvement was taken down to zero. You could play the game, just the crowd interaction wasn't there because Stadia turned it down to pretty much zero, so the game could run. Because you can all those NPCs on one screen. It wasn't going to run very well. And no matter what they did, they couldn't get it to run. Even on Stadia, they had to turn it down to almost nothing. And you could run it on PC doing that too as well. And people have 4090s, 3090s, 4090s, 3090s TIs, and had trouble running this thing. As the state as it was, current state as it was when it launched. Now it runs new and beautifully, buttery smooth. But big but here, we should not have accepted that. A lot of refunds are happening. PlayStation people were getting refunds left and right. I bought the game on PC and Steam. I played a little bit. I waited when a game finally got released. And they gave us a lot of DLC and a lot of stuff for free. And within a couple weeks, maybe a few months, CD Projekt Red fixed their endeavor. They fixed their problem, and they had no problem ever since. Because it was bad. People sitting outside the car, people driving along, car disappearing. As it went, people disappearing out of the car, people disappearing out of the elevators, or the game wouldn't load for anybody at all. Some people had the game just crash on them multiple times. So, CD Projekt Red, but they shouldn't have had the problem in the first place. They should have stress tested the hell out of it. Single player game, mind you, had this issue. Now, but they fixed it and it works fine, and people selling it and it's on sale Steam a lot, so you check Steam sales a lot. Usually on summer sales starting up soon. Spring sale and summer sales coming up soon. think around May or June. So I would check it out. If you can get a good deal, pick it up. I bought it and have it, so I've had it for about 3 years. I play a little bit on and off here and there. Now I'm trying to get back into it again. But it's hard to get back into it. It's really in-depth story. You have to get back into it. Anyway, that's not a topic. Um, Next game on the list: a bug broken in DOA at launch. Tears me up. Battlefield 2042. That was a cluster F of a game when it launched. I played the beta. Beta was only a couple months old. Yeah. And I played Destiny. This comes from a guy who played Destiny beta. The same game when I bought it. I bought it on PlayStation 4. Got it home. The exact same game I played when I played it. Not even a month earlier. And I returned it, and I never looked at Destiny ever again the same. It was so bad. Battlefield was so bad. They were offering refunds. Of course, I couldn't get one because Steam wouldn't let me get one. But a lot of people got refunds on consoles, and people got refunds on Steam, and they just took it and ran. They chucked like a hand grenade and ran the other direction because it was a hand grenade that was going to go off in your face. And the game was so unplayable, it wasn't even funny. I uninstalled it and let it sit there in the oblivion for a while because I just couldn't believe that Battlefield released this kind of crap. I should have known better than that. And B, Steam was going to budge a little teeny tiny bit to give me a little bit of break. I even offered them to give me only 50%, 25%, something for it. They didn't let me refund it, but they wouldn't let me do it. Even I started out to EA, and Steam still wouldn't budge. And I bought the game on not December, but October 12th, early release of the game. And all I got was an early pile of shit, like most of you guys do. To the credit, about a year and a half later, about that long, they finally got operational working fun. Working on all graphics cards, not certain ones, because I know Intel cards were having a nightmare with it. And AMD card, Intel and AMD and NVIDIA cards, some were having issues. I know 3070 had issues for a little while. 3070 had some issues with it for a while because of optimization, because the VRAM issues were so bad. That was a cluster F. That game's cluster F game. It's better, but no, we shouldn't have accepted it. They should have fired somebody at EA, fired people who developed the game, find new people to come in and fix it. It was so bad they got people that used to work on Battlefield games to come back to fix it. That's how bad it was. Now it gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. This game came out on original Xbox One a year about May 6th. I got my Xbox One. The Massive Collection launched, and I told the whole story. And I did the unboxing thing. I did the unboxing of the Xbox One and Titanfall and Son of Rome and Dead Rising 3. Great games. Son of Rome, I returned back to the store. I played for a while, and I never got into it. But Titanfall and Dead Rising 3 were great games to me. Um, but that game was a cluster F, even worse. This is worse than Battlefield. Maybe even more so because the game was so bad. The single player game was so bad. On Halo 2, if you pause the game and reinitialize the game, you have a black screen. You can hear the grunts you're shooting, but you couldn't see anything. Or you're playing a game campaign and yeah, this game needs an update and just erase everything you've done. Literally to back to the beginning of the game. Sometimes. Just erase everything you did. That went on for over 100 days when they finally fixed about maybe 80% of it. Still 20% to go. And when they finally fixed it, it was almost over a year and a half, 2 years later. And the game started going downhill to when now it's pretty much a joke. It's not even, people ain't playing it anymore. I bought it on Steam because it was part of the Halo Infinite. And soon, Infinite, I'm gonna lump Magic Collection and Infinite in the same realm here. That was another mess. The game came out, looked like a 360 title when it was first launched, first released, or first looked at around June of, I think, 2020, 2021. It looked like an Xbox 360 game. Late Xbox 360, early Xbox One game. It was terrible. Running on a One X or X series or PC or Atari, whatever, or whoever got shit it was, the game was crap. The enemies looked like garbage. And when they finally got it fixed and playable, the issue of content was a problem. It took them almost a year to finally get the game some damn content. And even then, I mind you, the game still had problems with bugs and crashes. Just not all in one session. It may affect me, but little boy blue down the street might have crashes all day long. Server issues, disconnecting, reconnecting, dropping, banning people, just constant, tomfoolery. Okay. Now, another game that I told you we have a lot of games here to discuss was the PlayStation ports. Remastered, Last of Us Remastered, um, Spider-Man, Morales has some issues. Horizon Zero Dawn has some optimized issues. And Spider-Man 2 for a little bit, only not very much. It's a small little glitches, frame rate issues. They kind of find out that you had to lower settings, but also they updated it where they gave a lot better optimization. Days Gone had some issues too. Well, Days Gone about that game issues too. All PlayStation ports had some issue or another. Last of Us Part One was probably the most worst because it ate up VRAM like Pac-Man did to the pellets in the game. It was like one constantly going. And people who had 10 gigabyte cards, 8 gigabyte cards, felt the pain. More for your 8 gigabyte brother, like myself, with 3070, 8 gigabyte. The 3080, 3080 Ti and 12 gigabytes of card, you had a little bit extra. But if you had 16 or more, you're okay, but you still had some serious problems. And that was an issue. And Hogwarts Legacy or Odyssey, we call it. Side note, Hogwarts was an issue game too as well, but that game was not ported; it was just brand new, and it was cluster F brand new. But I'm mostly going over games that were, DOA launch or games that were ported over. And Odyssey and Hogwarts Legends or Legacy was considered a bad game because it was just like Last of Us Part One. It was not optimized at all. VRAM monster came out and ate everything up. People at 4090 can barely run it properly. And that's saying something with 4090, 39, and 4090s. That being said, what we learned so far from this? Actually, nothing because shit continues on. Okay, going from there, we have games like the Grand Theft Auto trilogy remastered, cluster F of a game, problems, issues galore, not enough content, game crashing, go on for hours. Current game came out, Helldivers 2, great, phenomenal game. We just played pretty good rounds of it. Crashes, you would not believe the crashes. But the crash is still there. Mind you, they fixed about maybe 80, probably 90% of them. Probably 90%, still 10% left. I think Sony learned the lesson a little bit because the game is selling like damn gangbusters. So much so that Power World, side note, lost 75% of their player base. They started with over 1 million players. Now they're at, I think, 60,000 players. Helldivers 2, 100,000 easy. Now, will it drift off? Yeah, it goes down to about 70, 80, 90,000. Will that game eventually die? Probably. But as long as they keep updating the game, it'll be fine. So, only time will tell. Side note: Season 7 is the last season for Battlefield 2042. After that, no more seasons. They'll keep updating it, but no more seasons. That being said, what else games do we have? Games here. I covered all the ones that I've seen and need to played. Some games out there. Have you played any games that were bad, terrible? Comment down below. Let me know what it was and what for it's PC or Xbox, PlayStation, or even Switch. Doesn't matter. Indie game doesn't matter. All of them play. The problem is, and this is why I come in and play devil's advocate and also play the jackass jerk. We know what Microsoft's going to give us: 343, EA, Sony, Ubisoft, Activision, part of Xbox now, but let's call it the entity for sake of this video. All these companies have given us shitty games. Sega, Nintendo, I can go on for hours. Okay? Shitty bug games. The problem is we keep giving them money every time they do that. So what they do is we'll keep sending out more crappy games because they're liking it. Not because they hate it, because they like it. That's why we don't see game patches right away. Now, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Days Gone, Helldivers 2, Cyberpunk especially, they were fixed within weeks or months. Helldivers 2 was fixed probably within a few weeks. Arrowhead has a cash cow on itself, on its hands. It's making millions and millions of dollars. They're not going to sit there and they're telling people to stop buying the game because servers are capped at 400,000. It's not every day when people say, "Hey, don't buy this game because it's crap. Don't buy this game because our servers can't handle all of you on it one time." So that being said, guys, I think Arrowhead finally figured out how to do it. They released a game that is fixed and playable. Yes, crashes happened, but it wasn't anything that they could not predicted. They didn't predict the game would be like gangbusters. Okay, Power World had issues. Power World had over 1 million players on it, and Microsoft has damn freaking servers out the butt, and you're telling me they couldn't fix this right away, and they lost 75% of their player base. Now, 80%, they had 80% left, 20% left. That's not still not bad at all. But when you have a game like Helldivers 2 that has over 400,000, and when they get the updates going, they get more servers online, you might see it go above 400,000. I'm not talking Counter Strike 2 or anything, where it's like over 1 million players every day playing. I'm not saying at all. Or a World of Warcraft. No. I'm just saying that if it gets 600,000 players, it's like 250,000, 300,000 players playing this game at one time. That is accomplishment that needs to be praised. And if they do, they do that, I'll make an entire video on Helldivers 2, what they did right, what they did wrong, and what they can grow from or expand. Show people that yes, anybody can pull a rabbit out of their butt or the hat and make a good game. Helldivers 2 is a good game. Bugs, crashes, all these games I've mentioned, all of them have been fixed in one way or another and works. One way or another, these games have been fixed and they work now. The problem is they should have been fixed eons ago in most cases. Halo Master Chief Collection, Battlefield 2042, games of that nature. They should have been fixed eons ago. But they weren't. They weren't because we didn't push them enough. We didn't hound them enough. I'm not saying you go up there and firebomb the house as a developer. No, don't do that. Don't be stupid. Don't threaten to kill them either. No. Just don't buy the product. Make videos like I'm making. Say, hey, this game is crap. Don't buy it. And you got a lot of subscribers. Have them send it. Even a lot of subscribers. Have them share that video. Just bet you. I got people on my channel, guys, from Brazil, Argentina, people from Germany, people from Egypt, different parts of the world watching my videos. Why? Because I'm making content that people are listening to, and eventually I'll crack more. I'll crack 200 subscribers eventually, and I'll be going and being better. But does it mean that I'm going to be the next Boogie or the next Rich? No, it means my channel is growing and I'm getting out there, and for that I thank all of you. Side note topic. Sorry guys to go off topic here, but for that I thank all of you for that. All of you have given me opportunity to do this, not for a living, but for a good hobby. When friends are away and I can't, and friends are away and they're not hanging out anymore because we're all busy, you guys are always waiting for my video to show up. And for that, I thank all of you. Now, what can we do to eradicate this issue? Simple. Don't buy the damn games that are broken. Simple. Very easy. But games like Power World had issues. Games like Helldivers 2 had issues. Yes, they're mostly probably in structural issues because no one knew how popular Helldivers 2. People comment like, Crisis, you don't understand. Helldivers 2 had problems too. Yeah, they did. But it wasn't internally, it was external problems. The game was not stress test for 400,000 plus players. It was stress test made for 100,000, 50,000 players. But I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.